Hello there everyone, your fluffy armchair Admiral Latter is back with some more hot ship action. We are back with another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we are building up our transport empire that will support, financially of course, our war efforts at sea. Right, I'm just joking. But yeah, we are going to play some more trucks, trains, and general bus companies in this episode. Right, you can probably hear that we are traveling with some sort of a train. So right now on your screens you should slowly start to see very familiar from previous episode Pillow of Sleep, which is one of my trains that is traveling along a main passenger line. And speaking of passenger line, we do have some things that we need to do to it. Obviously, because of recent upgrades, because of new lines that are operating in that region between Leigh, Farnham, and Loftus, main passenger became much more overcrowded than we expected to. And because of speed difference between passenger trains, which can achieve up to 100 kilometers per hour, and cargo trains, which can go only up to 80 kilometers per hour due to rail cars limitation. We obviously have to um, make some changes to the main line, so each type of train is not actually getting in each other's way. So I'm right now double checking what is going on with my stone line. I think I've set this train to actually wait for full load at all times, and I might have accidentally exceeded the limit for those trains to actually get delivered, or actually I might have reached the limit of this quarry, which is producing 400. We are shipping 100 for some reason, and the line is not exactly working efficiently enough. We technically deliver 139 on this line, and for some reason it doesn't really work. Right, I just need to quickly double check when is the last train with stone. Okay, so the stone train is basically about to hit Leigh, which is end of the route, while at the same time stone is not being effectively delivered to Loftus Central. So that's where the problem lays. Let's have a look at my renewed layout of different trucks, trains, and other stuff. So, Loftus Stone export, which currently stands at 192 per station, is for some reason not providing enough stone for my routes, and I'm really surprised. Okay, so Leigh construction material is getting 100 in shipments, which is 100% of our transport. For some reason, Loftus Quarry is not producing large enough volume my trucks to deliver to the train station, effectively making this line a bit ineffective. I'm hoping that it's going to pick up at some point. However, it might have something to do. Yeah, that's the problem. Construction materials plants is pretty much unable to export enough, which means we can start exporting construction materials to Farnham. Yeah, that could actually work. Okay, we will have to rework Leigh Central in that case. I need to get another cargo platform in here. So that's something I am going to do in the other episode. For now, I believe that this stone delivery might carry on for now, even though we don't really use all that stone, and that's problematic because my trains can effectively carry much more than that. Okay, for now it has to do. We need to expand main line to make deliveries much more efficient, and then we can worry about eventual deliveries. In fact, I might build up to Leigh Station right now, because I can start expanding main line from this bit. So what I want to do is to delete this extra passenger platform that I can put in different place. For example, here. Or maybe, no, I don't need it on this side. I actually need it to be passed through station to accommodate Workington sub deliveries. But that's something for later. I just need cargo platform on this side. It doesn't have to be as long as normal platform, even though I managed to actually squeeze it in. Then I can put passenger platform. Can I? Yes, I can. But I can also... Okay. I can also close this station and create a pass-through station on this side, which will effectively create additional platform. I can also expand this station by another track, effectively making this bit a pass-through. And oh dear. And that is in fact a problem. Okay, so that's as far as I can go. That is not good. I could eventually put a passengers platform here, but I still won't be able to put cargo platform on the other side, which is a bit problematic. So what I can do, and this is something I really wouldn't like to do, but I have to. It's right, I need to delete that. Now I need to configure this train station to accommodate that track that I've just deleted. I can make this cargo platform basically pass-through platform. I can even, I think, split it in half, creating effectively two platforms for a shorter trains to stop at. Not sure if that is going to work, but we might experiment with that. That might be quite a cool experiment to do. I need to delete this one and put passenger platform on this side. I wonder if it's going to work properly. Right. I could even squeeze those small passenger platforms here, even though I don't need them. Right. I need a single tree. There we go. So the platform can be occupied by passengers. I just need that much of a some sort of a roofing. I can build a small cargo building on this side. There we go. So we are back with our cargo building to extend our reach. Station now supports a pass-through rail that we can extend past our town, and that is first extension done. Thanks to this, we got access to extra cargo platform, or actually to extra two cargo platforms, isn't it? Terminals. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cargo terminals effectively. When we talk about passenger, we got 2 terminals now. So terminal 2, which is terminal that's ending its route, and terminal 1 that is a pass-through terminal. Good. So this station is expanded, and effectively I just earned quite a lot of space to accommodate different lines. So I can, for example, run a cargo train from this small platform and deliver goods from Workington into this small platform. It might not work the best, but I can always give it a shot. I could even go a bit further, and I can extend this platform. I can extend this track, and I can extend this platform, even though I don't need it. So I got 2 same length platforms. I got these. Okay, that is perfect. Good. We are going to make it work as soon as train number 1 clears this path for us. I am going to expand Leigh train station. I'm not sure how long this episode will be. We might limit ourselves to just building up a Leigh train station, expanding like a quad track, which I'm planning to put on the whole main line, to like Farnham and stop right there, because episode will probably hit like 100, well, like a 30-minute mark by that time. When we finish doing that, then we will carry on with that expansion further on in next episodes, which would include rebuilding Loftus Terminal and expanding main line up to Workington, if I remember, or Watchet, yeah. So expanding main line to watch it in further episodes. So that gives us a solid material for next 2 episodes, effectively. However, let's see if that train actually left a station. Yeah, it is about to clear the first signal. Absolutely brilliant. So we can start doing some magic. First of all, I want these tracks gone. I don't need these tracks anymore, because that whole piece of track will be rebuilt. I need to pause the game for that purpose. So we will update the station with a catenary soon, but I first need to get rid of few problems. So the main line should carry on through pass through. So that's how the tracks will eventually connect. But I need to expand this bit of a track with a quad track. So when I get this thing quad tracked, I actually have my entry point to this station. So I need to build a pass through between each track in order to carry on with the rest of my build. And I need to finish like a pass-throughs before hitting the station, which doesn't give me too much of a clearance. So how am I going to do that? There are a couple of ways to do it. First of all, tracks will be as follows: 2 tracks going in and these 2 tracks going out, because we are using right hand side traffic. So final crossovers will happen here. They don't need to be high speed crossovers. 80 kilometers per hour is more than sufficient. That doesn't leave us too much room to play with, but we will try our best to accommodate for that, so that we can fit whatever we need. Okay, this track drops to 75, and that's what next track needs to do. We will gradually drop the speed as we approach the station. We don't need faster crossovers, because effectively the trains will eventually slow down going into the station, and they won't be as fast getting out of the station, which means we don't need to make those crossovers like 120 kilometers per hour, because that makes no sense. So I can drop this one to 60, which is gradually enough. There we go. And now we can carry on with further changes. So the train will be able to take either one of 4 tracks that are remaining. Finally, we got this crossover, which can even go down to 50, even though we can keep a speed of 60. There we go. And there we go. Lovely. So now all we have to do is to connect different tracks. As you can see, this track limits speed to just 56 kilometers per hour. This track goes, well, it can even go down to 110. This track goes 120, and this track gets down to, well, this track can also keep 120. And I got plenty of room to actually change my tracks. So just to revise, in order for a train to get from middle track to passenger platform. It needs to cross over on this crossing, and he can go down to the platform. Going out, he gets back, he continues, he crossovers on this crossover, or he crosses over on the second one, just to go back to its desired middle track for passenger trains. For cargo trains, which are going for steel, the entry point is slightly different, because those trains will enter from outside track. So the trains needs to cross over on this one, or yeah, on this one, on the first one. Then he uses middle crossover to get on track number 2, and from track number 2 he can enter the platform. Entering these two platforms, well, appropriately, the train can go from outside lane, use either this or this crossover, it doesn't really matter for me, and it can enter either of these two platforms. For outside platform, trains can just carry on their designated route. Going out from these two platforms, train goes into middle crossover and uses tracks number 1 or 2. For this one, trains uses first crossover, uses second crossover, and uses tracks number 1 or 2. So we can basically take every single possible route to get us in the position we want to be. That is lovely. Now we need signals. We still got old style signals. We use one-way signals all the time, and obviously I failed to switch it because I'm trash. Right. Later on I will show you how to redesign train routes to actually use appropriate track at all times, because it is possible for trains to actually take their designated track. Right. Now we can carry on with this upgrade. The main idea is that I won't be upgrading outside tracks to catenary, because I effectively don't need a high-speed trains up until like 1960s, I believe, when some first rail cars that are actually designed for high-speed tracks are showing up, or at least cars that will go that will go faster than 100 kilometers per hour. I just missed that road. It doesn't look so good. I might eventually delete that bit of a road, or maybe, let's see. I mean, it doesn't look super natural with that very, very steep cliff, unless there is a barrier. Then it would actually look nice. I'll think about it. Anyway, there is another challenge on our way, and it is next to a plastic factory, obviously, because that's where first crossover, or actually split from main route is. I obviously just need to accommodate cargo trains down there, so I won't be bothered to actually do some too crazy shenanigans. However, I would also like to think about future. So what we may think about is to create a bridge or underpass through middle, so we can basically point out the trains to the right directions. Right, where we have ended with our upgrade so far. There we are. Okay, that's brilliant. So let's carry on with this truck up until the place I need to be, which is somewhere around here, where our first building challenge will appear, or rather serious decision about how do we want to proceed with this bit of a truck. Okay, so as you can see, this is a split off from the main line. We can go only as far as this bit, and what I can do, oh dear, I need to catch end of the truck, there we go, good. So, okay, so we are here, we need to split off 2 tracks of the main line. So let me just delete that bit. Okay, let's pull back as far as there. So the idea is we can join this track going underneath the main line and join it somewhere around this place, because that's probably when we will be able to make that turn. Well, providing that we want to keep a speed of at least 80 kilometers per hour. For the outside track, the thing is very simple, because we can just carry on. So the main line can obviously carry on, because there is no other tracks stopping us anymore. So that is something we can do. Just give me a second. Alright, brilliant. All tracks connected. Lovely. So, and this track should technically go slightly lower. So what I can do is to push this track as far back as there is a crossover, so as far as back as this signal. And what I can do is to connect this one with a high speed split off. I still want to keep at least 120 kilometers per hour, just in case my trains will speed up eventually, and they definitely are going to do that. Just give me a second, I'm getting some notifications which I don't want. Okay, I'm back. Right, so that's the first split off, and now we need to plan how do we want to connect this track. So I need this track to go under, because that's the best way to go. I can even carry on in a straight line, I believe, and I should enter the tunnel just underneath this truck. Is it? Yeah, I don't want that type of a crossover, so I might just lower the truck. Oh, but that's where the problem starts. Right. Okay, I need to bring this truck a bit higher. Let's see. Okay, I can even keep bringing it up. For some reason, this thing goes under. Now it goes over. What the heck is going on? Right. Oh, alright. The problem is that I got another tunnel going parallel. So I need to basically split off this track far enough so I can accommodate a tunnel and avoid any collisions. There we go. And that is basically a straight line. Just want to have a look if I can raise it. No, any attempt to raise it will end up in a failure. So that is the first bit. Now I can bring the track back to the main line. I need to keep at least, well, I would like to keep at least 90 kilometers per hour, I believe. I don't think there is any train that is going to, I can keep even less because that curve is going down to 75. So even 88 should do the job at this point. Okay. It doesn't look that bad. It actually looks better than I expected. So I'm going under, bringing this track back to train station. It actually looks better than I expected. Yeah, I mean this track could be a bit less steep, but it still doesn't look that bad in my opinion. Yeah, I mean I could slightly modify this curve. I could potentially delete that bit, split off slightly sooner. Go. And then we can bring it back to this bit so that it looks a bit more natural. It is still doing that weird S shape, but at this point the train shouldn't have that much of a speed, so it looks much more natural to have this small cliff in here instead of having like a straight up wall right next to other track, because it looks absolutely hideous. Okay, so some sort of aesthetics work is also in play. I'm not sure why I'm putting so many signals in here. Right, yeah, I put that extra signal. I don't know why I did that. Silly dogga. Right. So we got that signal. We can put a signal right behind the tunnel. So basically, tunnel is signaled, and we have to put a signal in here because trains will be effectively joining the same track. I can put signals right here, and I can put some signals right here, as we are basically designing a signaling for the main route. Okay, and final bit of signaling here and here, and for now it will have to do. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have any crossovers planned, and that is because we are effectively stopped. So I'm burning money, however I'm not making money, because as you can see the whole organization is changing and I don't want these tracks to merge at certain points. Right. Let's bring this track further to Farnham, where we might eventually try to end today's episode. We'll see how far it goes. Right, for some reason this track doesn't want to follow the guidelines. Why is it's not following the guidelines? For some reason it doesn't want to stick to... Okay. It decided to stick in here, but... Why? Why have you done that? What have I done to you? Right, something is clearly wrong. I need to do it bit by bit, which is not super convenient. As it looks a bit hideous. Are you sticking to each other? Now you do. Lovely. Let's carry on with building. Got some sort of extreme engineering here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. That looks awesome. Good. So with that quad tracking, I can basically separate my cargo and passenger trains. Obviously my passenger trains are able to hit much greater speeds than my cargo trains will be. So this basically creates a need to design proper rail infrastructure around these areas. And that is something that is going to happen right about now. I'm going to show you how Farnham Station is going to be redesigned, and that is going to be quite of a unique design in here, because obviously trains that are passing through the station will eventually have to join main line, so the trains will be crossing each other's path at few points. We can't avoid that effectively, but limiting this to the bare minimum will eventually avoid any delays. And the better this system is designed, the better it will work long term. So just give me a second, I will get into that really soon. Right, so we are approaching a station, and obviously I want these 4 tracks to join these 4 tracks, so I can just straight away do that. There is no need to do any sort of modification in that regards. The problem is that this track is going here, and here, and here, and here. So I again need a full system of crossovers, so the trains can either carry on the main line, which will be fairly easy to achieve, or they can split off and join a sideline, which will lead cargo trains to their designated platforms. So obviously I don't want this crossover to happen too far away, so I believe like 60 kilometers per hour is more than appropriate. So after this junction I need to have proper system of crossovers, and obviously we are limiting ourselves to speeds of 80, because that's the current speed of any train that may pass through this junction. 81. Good. Now let's carry on with this one. That is 83. Okay, that is going to be pretty much within expectations. Those trains doesn't have to be same as fast, even though this one slows down to 78. It's still not a big deal. I still need to have these crossovers at the speed of 80. though. Right. So 76. I'm not happy about it. Can I get... yeah, 76. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. I need to modify this. 83. Okay, I'd rather have it at 83. Oh dear, it's... yeah, there we go. We can pull it out to 80. So if we can maintain at least 80 kilometers per hour on these crossovers, I'm more than happy to carry on with this idea, and we should finish right at the signals. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so we have high-speed crossover here, which will even be suitable for passenger trains. I might eventually try to design higher speed crossover in here. I can't go past this junction because I need to finish the next one at this junction. However, it's also on a curve, and obviously I want this truck to also cross over. There we go. Good. So from the middle track, trains can either use this high-speed crossover, which is conveniently located on a curve, and carry on with a high speed towards the platform. Going back from the platform, trains can either change back to middle track in here on the first junction, or carry on throughout the second junction to high speed crossover. And obviously appropriate signals needs to be in place at the entry points of each track. Obviously these are one-way tracks, so I can let myself to have those signals here as well. Only the crossover points are not one-way, so what I can do is to make a signal that's one-way here, and then a signal that is not a one-way in here. This way I could separate this into two-way. Or I can leave it without signal and leave the station as a signaling, which will effectively allow trains to pass in both directions through the junction area. And that's what I'm going to do. Right. Anyway, junction area, we can push these signals further into this direction because trains on the main line are moving in one direction only. Same will apply on the other side of the station. So that is very important bit to do. However though, as this episode is already taking a little bit of time, I might end this episode in here. I will also electrify this this bit of a main route, as very soon we should start seeing first electric trains, and that will mark a new era for our passenger trains, because they will effectively from now on become an electric ones. We still don't have modification for high-speed trains, so that is something we will do later on. However, I still need to modify every single lane that is going on this bit of a track, because they now need to take their appropriate single file track, whether it is a high speed or a slow speed track. Okay, so I am going to show you just that in a minute, as soon as I finish putting back the signalings which is taking forever. I might make a short, like a cut of the video, because there is tons of signals that I need to put effectively. I shouldn't be putting signals right at the exit of the junction, so I will just put a signal in here heading into this area. Then I got a signal here for a split off and a couple of signals here. Right. I still need to signal this area properly, just in case there are any other trains moving in either direction. Obviously, thankfully, we have stopped this. We have stopped the game. We can actually start it on again. However, there might be some issues if we do that right now. Yeah, let's pause it, because it just reminds me that some trains might start taking either outside or inside lane, while those tracks are effectively designed for cargo use. So if any of my passenger trains will decide to split off at Farnham, then we are in very deep trouble indeed. Right. It is very expensive rail expansion. However, with these tracks, I don't have to worry anymore for overcrowding, because since now every single train that is moving between those 4 stations, when it comes to passengers, can effectively take its own route, at least as far as station goes. Let me just this, there we go, and we are about to hit the right spot. Signals might not exactly be in one line. I might fix it off screen, so I won't bother you guys. Now we got our rail lines, so let's put that into play. So I got Farnham Loftus Steel. I don't need to edit that yet. Leigh Stone Iron, and that is something I need to fix. So when the train leaves Loftus Central, it needs to go through certain waypoints. And at this point, the only waypoint that we need to worry about is this single signal. There we go. And now this train is effectively taking outside track, which is very good. On its way back from Leigh, we want it to take outside lane again. So on the first signal, it can enter the outside lane. And that basically solved our problem, because the train is effectively taking outside lanes. Another train that is going through this entire route is a blue train, which is mainline passenger. So after hitting Farnham on its way to Leigh, the train will use middle lane. It is already doing that, but just to make sure that in case we do any modification to that line, it always takes the middle line, we set up a Farnham signal 51 as a waypoint. After leaving Leigh, however, we also need to make sure that the train takes a middle lane, so that this train can actually continue on its current route. So we can set it up to pass through signal number 4 and effectively put this train back into middle of the lane. And that is exactly where we want this route to go. A final route that we need to edit is Loftus Plastic Delivery. Because after hitting Leigh Annex, let's go from top. After hitting Loftus Central, obviously we will have to add another signal waypoints here. But then we want this train to go to the outside lane always. Technically it already does that, but just to make sure that when we put any more changes, it won't change on its own, we put that signal. And when leaving Leigh Annex, obviously the train needs to keep on going on that lane. So in case we add any other junctions, that train will still try to keep its route on the right tracks. So that single upgrade should already be a huge upgrade to my lines. The final thing we are going to do in today's episode is to upgrade the main high-speed line with catenary, because I would like to start using electric trains. So we need to upgrade this bit technically up to these two signals. So as far as these signals go, we need to be able to take every single route effectively, even though the station doesn't really need to support electric trucks. So I need this bit of a route to be supported. There we go. As always, when we upgrade the trucks, they will sometimes incorrectly upgrade. We need to deal with that as we go. There is not much we can do, especially on those crossovers when you are imprecise. A small bit of not upgraded track will eventually cause the train to refuse to go into the station. So I might as well upgrade the whole station. There we go. These tracks doesn't exactly need to be upgraded, however they are part of the station, so the catenary will end there. Obviously this bit of a track looks a bit hideous, but believe it or not, as long as this bit goes, as you can see we missed a bit of a track here, we can always force the train to actually go through the middle track sooner by downgrading this bit and this bit and not entire bit, but this middle bit. We can always downgrade. Can we? Yeah, we can always downgrade this crossover too. So obviously the catenary will continue up into the station, but we don't just need that in here. We can't do that in this case because the train wants to continue up until this bit. Obviously those bits doesn't need to have catenary. So I got that split sorted. Obviously middle crossover and middle track is connected with a catenary, and that works perfectly fine. I can downgrade this bit, there we go. And now it should work perfectly fine. So the catenary continues through the middle lane as far as the train can go, and then splits in the appropriate cross-outs into appropriate platforms. So we can send every single train that we want to join this station. Right, so that's going to be our beginning of the main line. Now we can just straight up upgrade the middle track. If you want to do it faster, you can move the screen away. If you have long stretch of single track, not interrupted by any crossings, the more you can see on your screen, the more you actually upgrade. So that is a very useful tip in quick upgrading large stretch of tracks. When I would just zoom in, I can upgrade small bit, while zooming out will allow me to effectively upgrade those long stretch of tracks. A slightly different situation will be present around Farnham Station, because obviously we need a different track layout to be upgraded to electric bits. We got China Railways JF1, which is a cargo locomotive. However, soon we should start seeing some electric trains to appear, which shouldn't take that long, to be fair. Right, I really hate to upgrade bits with crossovers, because obviously those are really annoying bits to upgrade, mostly because of those small bits of tracks that, if not upgraded, won't allow trains to pass. And that is something that we need to bear in mind, that we might want to keep an eye on this bit. Right, I might upgrade that as well. And now I can just carry on into the station. Obviously that bit of catenary will look a bit hideous, mostly because we just need the whole thing to be upgraded with a catenary. We can't miss out on any bit that is related to pass through or any sort of crossover. So again, crossover needs to be upgraded. Tracks that are going from the platforms also needs to be upgraded, and we are on our merry way to our next destination, which means this bit of a track. Obviously we need to upgrade entrance and rail depot, so we can actually start sending such trains, and that is basically the whole route done. Again, pass through high speed track needs to be upgraded. Okay, for some reason this train can't find its way to... Oh, alright. Okay. I will have to send this train out because it failed to gather enough resources. Right. I can leave that bit for later. I'll just upgrade the platforms so that they can go. Upgrading crossover, and that is it. This train decided to pass through this signal, which is problematic because I need to turn this train around. Okay, this train can't effectively go anywhere. Why is that? Okay, because there is a train on. Is it? No. Okay, this one can go out, thankfully. And when this gets out, train 12 will continue on its merry way, and hopefully everything will fix itself. I broke it mostly because I've been upgrading the tracks, so when I did that, this train failed to properly stop at the signal. However, right now it appears that everything seems to be working again. Let's just have a look at this. Good. Train 12. For some reason has iron ore loaded. I don't get it why this train has iron ore loaded. Because there should be passage. Right. That is problematic, but I can send this train on its merry way back. It is going to mess up with some of my plans, but hopefully this train will now stop at Leigh Central. Oh. Okay. So I will have to change some things. Let's have a look. Where is Stone Iron? Okay, Loftus Central, Farnham Signal, okay. Yeah, Leigh Central, Leigh Signal, and Farnham Central. Okay, so it's going to station number 3 because that's only place it can go effectively. Obviously these trains have stopped because they are going to the same platform. So as you can see, guys, these trains are creating some serious traffic congestions in here. I got passenger train waiting for cargo trains to clear out the path, and they can only move in a single file, so those issues are going to be resolved in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like, give it a thumbs up, and in order to support this channel and keep it up and running, you can passively support it by subscribing, which is going to really help me evolve this small channel. If you want to get informed about any future uploads, news, and any other events that I may post about on YouTube, hit that notification bell button, set it up for all notifications so you won't miss out on anything. Uh, Also, don't forget to share your comments down below the video. I'm more than happy to hear about your ideas and thoughts about the series, videos, and anything I do in it. Even though it has some criticism in it, as long as it's kept civil, I'm more than happy to hear about it. It really helps me to improve my content, it really helps me to improve my channel, and I'm more than happy to hear from you guys about that. I hope you will have a great day and see you all later. Later. Out.